I love Minecraft nostalgia, and nothing gives me more of it than playing these old Minecraft maps. But sadly, everyone stopped playing them. No! So, to change that, I'm gonna upgrade 5 of Minecraft's most iconic maps and force my friends to play them, starting with the Temple of Notch. But before we upgrade it, we should probably build the actual thing in our world. And I think this is the perfect place for it. This map is from 2011, and of course, it was built to honor the creator of Minecraft, Notch. But when I finished building it, I realized it kind of just blends in with the mountain. So to change that, we need to collect all of the colored dyes, starting with yellow. There we go. There's red, there's pink, magenta, blue. Ooh, and this one is light gray. Now we can steal some cactus from here and smelt this to get some green dye. Then we can combine a bunch of the dyes to get orange, purple, and light blue. Now all we need is black dye, gray dye, and cyan dye. Finally, we can turn all of these dyes into colored concrete powder, duplicate it with this machine, boop, and turn it all into concrete. Let's go! So the first thing we're gonna do is use black concrete to dye his beard black. All right, this is gonna take a little while, but hopefully it should look a lot better. Wait, we should probably also do his eyebrows. We're kind of giving Notch a bit of a makeover. Wait, maybe we should give him a slit in his eyebrow. Wow. Okay, and before we start going crazy with all the colors, why don't we use some white concrete and actually make his eyes look better? Oh my god, that looks kind of creepy. All right, and now let's convert all of this stone into all of the different colors in the game. Okay, so first, let's lay out the pattern that we're going to do it. So we'll do purple, then magenta, then we'll go pink, light gray, then gray, brown, red, orange,
yellow, lime, green, cyan,
light blue, and dark blue. This is going to look absolutely crazy. If this creeper doesn't blow it up first. No, please. Okay, and then we'll continue the pattern all the way across. Okay, so I'll start with all the purple bits, and we'll just do like a straight line down for each color to make sure we stay on the straight line. Yep, I think that's it. Ooh, the mouth. We can also add some white concrete for the teeth. Maybe just here. Yeah, I think that looks good. Do you mind, Mr. Skeleton? I'm trying to build a purple notch. All right, that's purple done. There's magenta done. And there's pink. Now let's finish the other 11 colors. And whilst I was finishing up with the rest of the colors, it dawned on me that we only have 6 days left until my friends come over and try the maps. So we need to get onto the next map as soon as possible. But before we move on to the next map, all we've really done is transform the look of it. The real Temple of Notch is meant to judge you. If it deemed you worthy, it gave you a few diamonds and gold. But if not, you were slowly burned by lava. Oh no, it's crying. Ah! Now, I want to recreate this judgment, but with upgraded punishments and a way more valuable reward. All right, let's quickly create a place where my friends will actually see the Notch Temple from. All right, I think this is a good location. So we'll put a nether portal over here. Okay, that's where they'll come in. Then we'll swap all of this for obsidian as well, so they can't escape. Make sure the roof's obsidian as well. Then to make it look sort of dangerous, let's do some black and yellow stripes. I don't know if that looks dangerous. It just kind of looks like a bee. Okay, now here, let's build some one-way piston doors. So once they go through them, they won't be able to escape. This should work. Yes! And it closes behind. Perfect. But now we need to cover this entire area with obsidian. And whilst I'm doing it, let me explain why. You see, instead of killing my friends with lava, I'm gonna make Notch shoot TNT out of his nose. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot cooler. But I didn't want everything to blow up, and that's why we've got obsidian. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is clear some space inside his nostril. I think we're gonna have 2 TNT cannons, maybe 1 for each nostril. I think his nostrils might need to look slightly wider. Otherwise, TNT is just gonna hit there and blow up. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dispensers on each side. We're gonna have some water here and then a slab here. Now we can use gray blocks all the way here, put redstone on top of all the dispensers, and then some redstone repeaters on top of here. We need to get the delay right, and I don't really know what to use. This could go really badly, I don't know. And now I think let's just fill it all up with TNT and hope for the best. All right, please let this work. It should fire it right onto that obsidian platform. Oh my god. All right, I think I've finally done it. If this blows up his face, I might actually quit YouTube. Come on, please work. Please don't blow up. Come on. Yes! That is perfect. But it'll be even better if we have a second TNT cannon. Please let this work. Yes, it worked. Let's go. Yeah, this is definitely a lot cooler than some lava. However, one cool thing about the original map is that it's controlled by all of this really complicated redstone. But in my version, the fate of my friends is going to be left up to the Wheel of Chance. And then whichever option the Wheel of Chance lands on, I will click a button and make it happen. But this method has one big problem. I want the reward to drop on the player's head, and I need to control it from inside Notch's head. So we've got a lot of redstoning to do. Come on, I think this should connect, but let's see if it works. Yes, but of course, redstone is not the valuable thing I was talking about. Instead, I'm going to give them something a lot more valuable to me. My one and only blue axolotl. This guy is so much rarer than diamonds. So with this guy in place, we can finally move on to redesigning our next map, the Dropper. This is a map where the objective is to drop and land in the water. But each level gets harder and harder. This was definitely one of the coolest looking maps when I was growing up, and I remember watching so many different YouTubers play it. So we're gonna have to make our version look really cool. To start, I spent 5 hours building these tubes for each level of my dropper. And I built level 1 out of stone because my idea for this one is going to be a city with a bunch of skyscrapers coming across that you have to dodge in order to get to the water. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna need is a bunch of glass for the skyscraper windows. All right, please let me have some glass. Oh, yes. All right, now let's get a bunch of these flowers and craft up some dye so we can get loads of different colored windows. We can get blue stained glass, which my friends might confuse for water, and then they will die. Now we're also going to need blocks for the actual skyscrapers, and I think iron will be a good choice for that. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is build a little skyscraper that just goes straight across the middle of it. Nice, but that blue glass definitely looks like water. So now to make this even harder, we need to add another skyscraper going across this way. We want to make sure it's covering up all of the water. All right, let's test it out with 2 skyscrapers. It's already quite hard to get in the hole. Oh my god. We literally only just made it. Let's add a bunch more skyscrapers. I wonder if my friends are actually going to like these maps. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Okay, I think that's enough. I mean, this is pretty hard. Yes. And I'm thinking we'll have a road going down the wall and maybe around the sides as well. So let's quickly just dig out some space. Okay, now we'll use some yellow and some black for the road. Yeah, I think this effect and then maybe some sidewalks on the side will look even better. All right, now we can't really have a road going through this gap, so I'm going to make the road go around the wall and then down there. Hopefully this actually looks good. Ooh, yeah, that's actually working really well. Now we just need to go around all the other buildings because this one is in the way. So I quickly finished off the road and added a few more finishing touches. Then level 1 of the dropper was complete. All right, this is only level 1 and I already think this is quite hard. Let's see if we can do it. Oh my god, oh my god. Yes! Yeah, there's no way my friends are doing that first time. I have had a fair amount of practice. But anyways, level 2 is going to be much harder because it's much bigger than the previous level and it's also blue, so the water will blend in with the blue blocks. However, right now it's still pretty easy to get right, so let's get building a bunch of obstacles, and this level is going to be ocean themed. The first thing I'm going to build is lots of coral reaching out into the middle of the dropper. Gotta try our best to make this thing look like coral, and if we have these on loads of different levels, it's going to be really hard to dodge them. Alright, that's all the yellow coral, but it's still looking a bit sparse, so let's add some different colors like red coral and magenta coral. All right, yeah, that's definitely looking a lot better. But is it even possible? Let's get both totems ready. Where is it? Water's there. Come on. Yes, that's actually kind of fairly easy, but I think I've got an idea to improve it. And for it, we're gonna need a bunch of wood. Collecting this wood is actually reminding me of the next map we're gonna build, but obviously you'll have to wait to find out what it is. Anyways, I think we've got enough wood, so let's use it to craft a bunch of sticks and then craft a bunch of signs. This won't make sense to you now, but trust me, this is gonna make this dropper so much harder. All right, that's 1 layer done. There's 2 layers, and we're officially out of signs. Yeah, we need a lot more wood. Luckily for us, this wood farm might be the most overpowered one in the game. And whilst the machine was running, Gamers sent me a message. It said that he's gonna be away on the day we were meant to be playing the finished maps. So we're gonna have to finish all of the maps 1 day early. This is not good. Anyways, let's finish placing all of these signs. It's gonna be a lot easier if we have some kind of framework to place the signs on. We're just gonna break this afterwards, so we need to make sure we don't place the signs on it like that. Otherwise, all the signs will be deleted. All right, now full speed ahead, placing all of these signs. No, there's mobs. Come on, leave my signs alone. Are they any good at the dropper? Nope, they are bad.